Welcome to my channel. This is a scary story from a small village near a big city. Four friends, Ethan, Mia, Jack, and Elle, were planning a weekend trip. They wanted to get away from the noise and the pollution of the city, so they decided to go to a remote hill station called Blackrock Hill. It was about 120 kilometers from the city, deep in the western Ghats. As they approached the hill station, the sun was dipping behind the peaks. The sky was painted with hues of orange and purple. The road was narrow and steep, winding through thickets of bamboo groves and eucalyptus trees. The dense foliage gave way to a breathtaking view of the valley. As they turned a sharp bend, they saw a small cabin nestled amidst tall trees. The cabin looked like an old watchtower. Its windows were fogged and the doors creaked in the evening breeze. The friends decided to spend the night in the cabin. A storm had been brewing since morning, and the hill station was cut off from the rest of the world. There was no network. The friends found some old logs and made a fire. They roasted some meat and made coffee. As darkness fell, they gathered around the fireplace. "This place is amazing," said Ethan. "But what do you think, Mia? Are we doing the right thing by staying here?" he asked, turning to Mia, who had been unusually quiet since they arrived. "I don't know," she replied, her voice barely a whisper. "I feel like we're not alone." The others laughed at this, but soon the sound of the storm outside grew louder, and the wind began to moan through the trees. The friends huddled closer to the fire, sharing spooky stories. "Haunted hill? Come on, it's just a legend," said Ethan, trying to laugh off the fear that was creeping up on him. "There are so many stories like this where there is nothing to back them up, and I'm sure this is one of those places." But Mia wasn't so sure. Just then she saw something outside. The shadow of a person was moving, and then it disappeared. She told the others, but they thought it was just the wind playing tricks on them. Then the wind carried a whispering voice. "Leave or stay forever," it said. The friends froze. Was this just the wind, or was someone out there trying to warn them? They tried to convince themselves that it was the storm, but an uneasy feeling settled over them. Just then, Jack got up to go to the bathroom. "I'll be right back," he said, disappearing into the dark forest. Moments stretched into minutes, and Jack still hadn't returned. The friends started to panic. "Jack, are you okay?" Ethan shouted into the darkness. There was no reply. They searched the forest, their flashlights slicing through the rain, but the paths kept twisting and turning in unnatural ways. Every turn seemed familiar, yet all wrong, as if the hills themselves were reshaping to keep them trapped. Ella stumbled upon an old stone marker half buried in the mud. It was carved with strange symbols and markings. Then she saw the names carved on it. One of the names was Jack. Her heart pounded in her chest as she realized there were 3 more names on the stone marker. The wind picked up, and they could hear the whispers again, now chanting, "4 must remain, 4 must remain." They ran back to the cabin, the whispers growing louder. Suddenly, from the corner of her eye, Ella saw a shadowy figure dragging Jack into the mist. "Help! Please!" he screamed, his eyes wide with terror. Ella screamed too, but the figure was gone in a blink. They searched for Jack, but he was nowhere to be found. Morning came, but the hills looked strangely empty. The forest was silent. The chirping of birds had been replaced by an eerie stillness. The storm had passed, leaving behind a sky as clear as glass and a silence that was deafening. They found the cabin again, or what was left of it. It was gone. In its place was a flat, lifeless clearing. There was no sign of the forest, the paths, or even the hills they had seen the day before. All that remained was the stone marker etched with 4 new names, the last one being theirs. From that day on, the legend of Blackrock Hill continued to claim new souls, and travelers who dared wander too close to the hill heard the whispers on the wind. Leave or stay forever. Did the friends really vanish? or did they find a way to escape the clutches of the hill? What do you think happened to them? Let me know in the comments. And if you like such mysterious stories, subscribe to my channel.